So good.
Alright. So you ready?
I guess so. I
Okay.
don't know what I'm ready for.
Hopefully it should be recording. Okay?
What's
Here
that?
you go. Hopefully it should be recording.
Okay.
Never press this button here.
That is so scary. What if I press it?
You didn't even know it was a button until I told you. So you don't have to
Well,
worry about
Well,
that.
now that you've told me, I'm looking at it.
You'll never be anywhere near that button.
Why?
Because that's what records everything. If you hit that button, it'll record.
Oh. You can record from the controller?
No, you're communicating to the machine to record itself.
Oh.
It's a remote.
I know, I didn't really get it. I don't really get it, but
Alright.
you're really giving me this thing again.
Yes. Alright.
What is this?
Hello, my fellow grounder pounders. I am joined here today by my beautiful girlfriend.
Hello.
Hello. And we're going to be looking at Thomas Was Alone, which you've actually played again.
Oh, I think I remember it.
Yeah, we played this together. It was one of the first things that we ever did.
Oh, this one's terrible.
What?
Not the game, the story. Not the story.
Jeez.
No, it was so sad.
I don't think you remember this.
No,
I mean,
isn't it the little boy? Oh, am I thinking of the meat boy?
what are you on? What are you talking about? Meat Boy? That's a little cube. That's like a
I
joke.
don't know what I'm thinking. I feel like, well, I have to see this.
What little boy are you talking about?
There was a little boy, and it was like sort of the black and white kind of thing, and he was kind of by himself. And didn't he live with someone, like an aunt or a mother or something? I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? It was like he was
Black and white?
Yeah, it kind of reminded me like more stick kind of drawing. Not, I'm trying to think. And he was by himself. Like first he was in a room and he had some toys and then everything changed. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I feel like you're not totally insane. And I
That
think
was
I
such
do.
a relief for the both of us.
I mean, that does sound vaguely familiar.
Yeah, he's like by himself. And he's like really like this sad little boy. But he's kind of like a black and white drawing. And he lives with someone. And then I don't think she's nice to him or something. And then everything changes. And he's like,
So hold on.
yeah.
I think you're talking about the Binding of Isaac ending that I showed you?
Yes.
Wow. Really amazing memory.
Well, sorta.
Yeah,
I didn't remember much.
yeah, no, you actually remembered the one. I showed you like a minute-long video of the ending because I thought the implications were really interesting.
Yeah.
And I wanted an insight discussion with you. And, holy crap, yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for some reason, when you said Thomas
Was
was
alone.
alone,
Made sense.
it kind of reminded me.
I mean, why would you remember the Binding of Isaac? I mean,
that was kind of creepy.
And plus, the actual aesthetic in the game is far different than the ending little thing. That's just like this black and white drawing. Good job. But this is Thomas Was Alone. We played this together. I think we were like lying in bed, and I showed you the PS Vita.
Mm-hmm.
That you're a little cube in this game. And this game is just a little narrative game about this little cube and his little journey.
Okay.
And it involves jumping and very minute skill though.
Okay.
It's more of a story
I haven't
game.
mastered the jumping yet.
I know. Oh, can I say something real quick about that thing? Okay. So, remember that show, the Grounder Pounder show?
Yes.
Okay.
How could I forget it? Remind me every week.
Okay, listen to this, okay? It's gotten way worse. Like, okay, so every few episodes they're just incredibly boring, but then it always packs a punch with like the third episode after you're incredibly bored and like almost gonna quit because it's just gotten to a point where it's just terrible now
Hmm.
and not funny. It gets to that point where it's just beyond stupidity. So like one thing that like I don't really whatever. Anyway, one of the characters loses his mind at the end, okay?
Uh-huh.
And he holds up an entire little farming village hostage, okay? Okay? The farming village, he sees it as like that they're not respecting him, and he just mows down a lot of these little farmer dudes, okay? While he's looking for his girlfriend. The girlfriend hears him mowing them down, comes over and looks at him like, "What did he do?" And he goes, "I found you." And then the episode ends, okay? Now there's lots of interesting things you can do with that, right?
Hmm.
You know, like, oh wow, this good guy, this is how much he's changed, and okay. So after I finish with the show, I'm watching this with my family, and I go, oh my gosh, well, how are they going to get back into camp? Because they snuck out of camp, and camp now has armed guards all around it. I'm like, how are they going to sneak back in without getting shot? Because they'll just think they're the enemy.
Right.
Two, they just mowed down the people that they were trying to create a peace treaty through. You don't think this is gonna,
I don't think it's going to help.
you know? Three, one of the people was a prisoner that broke out, and now he's back in the camp, and I'm like, whoa, 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 hold on, what? Like, slow down, okay? I mean, the list goes on and on about how terrible this show is. Plus, one of my favorite things about this show is it's only been 100 years since Earth's fallen and nukes have gone off and all this stuff. I don't know about you, but 100 years isn't that long. The like everything's overgrown, everything's like a fraction of itself, sure, whatever. Okay? But anytime they literally were in a space station above the Earth for only 100 years, and I'm supposed to act like it was super long generations. I'm like, that's like one generation, right?
Maybe three.
Maybe two. Come on. Their parents built it. They sent them up into space. They had babies. Maybe three. Maybe three. But that's not a lot
No,
to
that is
always
not.
be in the stars. I'm like, give me a break, okay?
But you can't stop watching it.
It's a beautiful train wreck. So listen to this, okay? So, I kid you not. It's like I came into the writing room and went, we gotta clear some stuff up, guys. Because within the first minute of the next episode after that, they go, yeah, but that's why I was pardoned. And they just keep saying stuff like that was
Uh-huh.
answering all my
Yeah.
questions beat after beat. Somebody just must have come in and gone, hold up, we need to hold production. Because there's this scene that doesn't fit. All of a sudden, they're back in camp. They didn't bother figuring out how they quietly walked away from the people that they just left there. Like, they held these people hostage. How are they going to leave? You know, it's questions
Yeah.
like that that you want answered. Well, not from this show, okay? So you're in this little encampment,
Uh,
and you're just back in the encampment, not how they got back in, because they snuck out. They broke the law and snuck out of their camp. And breaking the law in space, you got floated. These aren't nice people.
floated.
Yeah, which is another great little terminology from the show. It means they sucked you into space and stuff.
Oh my
They
God.
just put you in a room and hit the eject button.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what this civilization. That's what these people do.
Oh my
But
God.
they broke the law and then they came back and apparently it was cool. Okay, so you'd think this guy would be in a ton of trouble for doing this, right?
Right.
I kid you not. The leader, the new president, comes and she goes, "Well, we've already forgiven him, but the question is, will he forgive himself?" And I'm like, "What?"
Oh my God.
It's been the first 2 minutes of the next episode. It was only last episode in the last minute that he did this terrible act. And it's like, it's when he will forgive himself. And I'm like, hold on. And then he's like, through the whole thing, he's like, why don't you look at me the same anymore? And then they said it's only been 3 days since they've come back since the last episode, which to them I know is a lifetime.
Oh my
Because the
God.
first season was like 2 weeks. But it's so bad,
It's so
okay?
bad that it's good though.
It's so bad. Sometimes it's just bad. But here's my favorite part. This is what this whole story was leading
Uh-huh.
to, okay? There's this fog that comes every now and it's acid fog. Just
Oh
ridiculous
my
ridiculousness,
God.
okay? How does it happen? Where does this acid fog, why would it, like, no, don't worry about
Don't
that
worry
stuff.
about the details.
Stop thinking, you know? um, anyway, they have to hide in a bunker. They literally have hid in this bunker 4 times that they randomly tripped over and found in the first few episodes. They used it once to hang out. They used it twice to hang out in a different way.
Oh my God.
The first season was so silly because it's just a bunch of kids making up rules and just copulating with each other.
Oh
It's
my
just so stupid.
God.
But then this season, they're trying to be way serious and it's kind of hit or miss.
Yeah.
But here's where the genius is for this show. They find this bunker for like the 4th time they go in. One of the guys that he defeated, or whatever
Yeah.
nice terminology you want to use, was in there. He held this dude hostage and demanded where his girlfriend is because the people captured him, right?
Yeah.
He was like, he's completely changed because he was so obsessed with finding his girlfriend. He gets rid of this guy. He left the body in there. So when the acid fog comes, of course, they're near the bunker, right? Because
Oh
it's,
my.
you gotta realize they were in space and they're and like, it's amazing we managed to survive down here. Everybody that's fallen from space has survived. So that's ridiculous in itself.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just where to begin? Where to begin with this show? But anyway, so so they go down, and he grabs a blanket to cover. He goes, oh, and goes to the back room, and he grabs a blanket to cover up the body.
Oh my God.
It's not a comedy.
It's
But
not a
that's what he did.
comedy.
Did you know in another movie, that in this movie called Snatch, he's like, "What? Why's there a tea cozy over that dead man's head?" And that's the joke. Is why were? And he goes like, "Because it was gross. They tried to cover this up." That was a joke in that
Right.
movie. And in this, he literally grabs a blanket. It's like, well, this is kind of awkward. And then they have a talk in the room with this dead body about, why don't you forgive me? You keep looking at me like I've changed.
Oh
Like,
no.
the dead body's behind him in the shot. Now, there's a few ways you can take this. Because I thought this is like the best scene that I've ever seen. You could be like, oh, this is just how far the kids have come. But then it doesn't make sense why
Mhm.
one of the president would be like, no, he just has to forgive himself. It's clear that they're like, don't beat yourself up about it, bro. You know, we all make some mistakes. And, like, they're not trying to be like how much they've turned or how evil they
Mhm.
are, because they've always been floating people. They've always been this sort of brutality here.
Right.
And now that they're just like, I don't know, the most human character, it's just stupid. It's not clever. It's just stupid.
And so what keeps you coming back to this?
It's moments like that when somebody's trying to be like, babe, like imagine if I had done something terrible and left the evidence right here and went, hey, why are you still looking at me like something's up? like, like, what's the deal? Can we move past this? Like, is there any way I can like get some right now and just move on and like make up right now? Just, I've covered it with a blanket. We're good. like, oh, hold on. He goes into the back room and gets the blanket.
Oh my God.
Oh,
How many episodes have you watched?
too many.
Too
Too many.
many.
Yeah,
Just one season?
two. We're at two
Oh
now.
boy.
The second season comes with an amazing intro. They had money for an intro now. 4 seasons of this garbage. Somebody
Oh.
funded 4 seasons of this garbage.
Yeah, but you're watching it.
Because it's the worst thing that I've ever seen.
But it's the worst, best thing you've ever seen.
That's very
Or the
true.
best, worst thing you've ever
That's
seen.
very true.
So sometimes that has its own merit.
Oh no, I'm having a ton of fun with it. And you know why I was so bummed about that story the other day was I read this book or whatever, this audio
Oh, I
book
know.
I read the book twice,
Mm-hmm.
and I stopped reading it. And I listened to the audiobook because I have long drives.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when I was driving to university or when I was driving to all my student teaching things,
Mm-hmm.
I had super long drives. So I've read this book. I've tried to read this book a total of about 4 times, and I
Mm-hmm.
stop every single way because I love the character so much, and I just knew something was going to happen to his, another main character, and I couldn't handle it. I just didn't want it to happen, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But this time I listened to it. I'm like, it's kind of sappy the way they talk back and forth, and
Mm-hmm.
but at the end of the story, I was like, he was happy. I didn't care that it was a little bit sappy by the end of it.
Right.
I just wanted him to be happy in this world, and um, and I think that's why it affected me so much.
Mm. I know you were quite upset.
And it was.
But it was kind of, I think they were, the way you described it, I think they were going for this like surprise ending, like wow, like leaving you talking and whatever. But really, it just kind of killed the story, I think.
Yeah, and I'm okay with people trying to do their own thing and set their own tones, especially if it's not for stuff. It's like when they ruin franchises that have been around for a while, like Indiana Jones or like Star Wars, and they just kind of do these things that hurt the
Right.
main thing, like Harmon Quest. That really sucked because it wasn't true to the first season. That was really just silliness and fun. We should probably actually play the game. So now let's actually play the game because I think I've been talking for quite a while.
Okay, so
Just hit new game X.
X.
Yep.
Okay.
Let them finish talking before you go into the.
Thomas was alone. Wow, a weird first thought to have.
Okay, so do you see that little white box?
Yes.
The objective is to get that rectangle into that box. So hold on, before you do that,
Okay.
you can move through the level as much as you want,
Okay.
but make sure that you actually let them finish speaking before you put that square into that box.
Okay.
Just try to. Don't worry about it if you mess up.
Okay.
So just hit buttons and do stuff, okay?
Do stuff. Except that button I'm not supposed to touch.
Well, it literally tells you which buttons to hit. I thought we could. Yeah. The directional pad or
it's
this.
Oh. Oh.
You're so close. What are you doing?
No. I think supposed to go in the wall.
Yeah, just go in. No, it's invisible. It doesn't have walls.
Oh. What'd I do?
You made it to the next level.
Oh, okay. Oh, so I don't have to,
That's it.
I
Next
don't have-
level.
I don't have to jump in the
No, no. It's okay.
I thought I was gonna. I thought I. I was so proud of my jumping. Okay. So what am I doing now?
Just, figure it out.
I get to jump, though. Don't I?
Well, it doesn't seem like jumping would be required right now.
Really?
If
Well, how do I get to the other side? I'm so confused.
Go. Oh my God.
I think Thomas is better off alone.
Come on.
Well, I feel I'm gonna fall off. Oh. Oh, so I do that.
Thomas decided to start listing his observations for posterity. 1. The whole alone thing. 2. Portals. They led somewhere. He'd yet to work out where. 3. Falling. Thomas was absolutely fantastic at falling. He was almost as good at falling as he was at observing.
You can move during
Well,
that.
you told me.
Yeah, I
not
just
to do
said
it.
not to go in the rectangle.
Oh.
Don't go in the rectangle when you're
Oh,
talking.
I thought you meant don't do anything. And
specifically said you can still move.
I'm trying to follow the rules here.
There's literally just... Alright, you did great.
Is that what this is what I'm supposed to do?
Yeah, this is the level. You're supposed to be as lost as this old dude right now.
I'm supposed to be what? I'm
As
nervous.
lost and as confused as this little guy
Oh.
right now, Thomas.
Well, me and Thomas have a lot going in it.
Plus, I love the shadows. Do you see how great the shadows are?
Yeah. I know, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Whee!
Okay, interesting. Thomas couldn't fall past this block. Think, damn it, think. What if there was some kind of inverted fall? Some way to...
Hey.
Good job, he did it.
I know, I'm like,
did
okay.
It worked. Thomas had solved the great inverted fall mystery. A big jump. But Thomas noted there was no real danger in missing it. The world didn't want him to fail here. It was pushing him, but gently.
Oh. Is this the place?
Yeah,
Well,
this is
looks like
the place.
it looks like a little tutorial. I didn't know I was supposed to be doing something here.
It kind of is a tutorial right now.
Okay. Here's my master skills.
Okay. So, because you've never seen a video game in your life, it's okay.
Okay.
But what it's trying to encourage you to do is it's trying to show you that you can jump from one ledge to the other.
Oh,
So
okay.
you're supposed to go up to the left and jump to the cliff to the right.
Oh, okay.
And that's why the left has a step.
So I can jump across?
Yep.
Okay. So you said we.
But,
Nope.
but try to use the upper cliff, not the bottom cliff.
Oh, okay.
And the trick right here is it's trying to teach you how to move and jump.
Okay.
So move and jump at the same time. Closer to the edge, of course.
Okay.
It's okay. It literally said there's no
Okay.
there's no worry about it.
How do you do that?
No, you need some momentum as you're running.
Oh, I'm running?
Well, it's a cube, so the
Okay.
phrase is a little bit,
Okay, I'll try again. Okay, here I running jump. Woo!
You just jumped. That wasn't a running jump.
Well, how does a square run? I don't get
Oh my God, slide.
Okay.
Whatever terminology makes you
Okay, how
figure
do I
this out.
slide?
No. Oh my God, just move.
Okay,
Stop.
wait a minute. Jump with the X and move, right?
So first move, then when you get to the edge, then try to jump. Okay.
I did
Put yourself
exactly
in
what
the
you
game.
said.
Well, no, you move super slow. I mean, I didn't use
Well,
slow motion there. That was a real... It's okay. It's okay. This is why you have the controller.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm literally crying. It's so funny.
It's
Oh
okay.
my God. Okay. So, just, I'm not getting this.
I noticed.
That didn't just slide by you.
No.
Okay. I'm just not understanding, I think, really.
Okay, so all you do
Yeah?
is,
Okay.
I mean, you could, what you want to do is you want to go like that at the end, but you need, obviously, momentum. So that's what it's trying to teach you.
Oh, I still don't, okay, I thought I was doing exactly what you just did.
I doubt it.
This all seemed a little dangerous. The world was not to be trusted. It was unstable, and it seemed to Thomas that it could let him down at any moment. He was starting to suspect it might even be doing so on purpose.
They're very short.
For right now, because the game's just trying to show you
Oh, okay.
the basics.
Okay.
Thomas wondered whether the portals were actually taking him anywhere. He felt like he was making progress, but there wasn't really any way to know.
Smooth.
He seemed to be moving
That
predominantly
was
up
really
and
good.
to the right, which might, or might not, be important.
I know there's something wrong there. Okay. Oh, there we go.
You're doing really well. I mean, this is the, this is literally the third time, fourth maybe.
Here we go. I forget. Oh, this is up. Oh, I was so close. Oh my god.
That's the dirty dishes
Oh.
again. Stop going for them.
Oh my god. Okay. Alright, let me think. Alright. Okay. Up and over. Come on. Woo.
Good job. The struggle's so real with you.
It is. Like I feel like I'm in a car. I'm like going to the left, going to the right. I'm like moving as if it helps.
It might have been paranoia again, but Thomas could have sworn the world was becoming more complicated. It always
It
seemed
is,
to be
Thomas.
one step ahead of his skills.
It's not your imagination.
It had been designed just for him.
Okay, so if
He
I
wondered
go
why. Was the world
up
testing
and
him?
really quick over.
Too obvious.
I'm really trying. That's a scary part.
That is scary.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure this out.
Yeah. I literally think it's the fourth time, right? Because once was The Walking Dead that
Yeah.
we did together.
Yeah, I
The
was
second time was when I showed you this.
pretty good at that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't.
except for all the
Everyone
carnage
got
that
eaten
you had.
because I didn't move fast enough.
How are you pretty good at that?
Remember I let the little boy get eaten? I didn't mean to. I felt so bad.
Why are you saying you did pretty good? Everybody died.
Good point. Oh my god. Alright. I'm gonna do this. Okay, Alright, what am I doing wrong? Oh, wait a minute. Can I jump up here? From here? Nope.
When this game came out, I actually played it with my little relatives. No. It's you gotta just master the running and the jumping. That's what it's really trying to show you.
Yeah, but it's not like I'm doing the running and jumping. If I'm just pressing a button, why isn't it working?
Because it requires skill. It's not just pressing a button.
Alright.
There.
Okay.
So, nope, no. Okay, let me just tell you. Because I was gonna. That story had a point. I was teaching my tinier relative this game.
Yeah.
Okay. He also had barely played any games at the time. And I told him what you need to do is you need to. So, what I told my tinier relative was this. This is where you want to jump. Do you see how I haven't fallen off yet?
Okay.
Look how much my body is off here. And I haven't fallen.
But you're still connected is the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're really running and jumping, but you're also you want to almost fall before you jump. That's what you should be trying to figure out in your head.
Okay.
You want to see, and then you really got to hold down the button. And once you get this idea that you're, and you know, it's just kind of the language of the game is what you're trying to learn right now. So jump like this. And then this one will be also tricky. But do you see how it doesn't even require running and jumping if you just do it here?
Mm-hmm.
If you test yourself? Some games, and maybe this game, I don't really remember it well. I never finished it because it was so beautiful. I didn't want it to ever end. But again, what you're trying to do is, sometimes games do require momentum, but do you see how you can even see my little rectangle self
Right.
almost fall off sometimes?
You're so smooth.
I'd rather you fall off. Anyway.
Okay.
And of course, just so we're all on the same page, I didn't want to get up here. I didn't want, that time I fell down on purpose. But this, I didn't want to do this for you. I purposely fell down so that you could do it.
Okay. Okay. Oop.
It's okay.
Okay, I'm gonna try again. Oop. Oh no.
Yep, and then just jump from there.
Come on.
It's okay, it's okay.
Come on now. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Whee! I did it.
There we
I
go.
feel like when you make the sound effect and you make your body go in that direction, it does help. Okay, wait a minute. All right. Wait a minute. Oh, two. Okay, I get to the edge a little bit and go, woo. See what I mean? I don't know what it is, but I feel like I have to help the little guy. I don't think the buttons are enough.
Yeah.
Okay, woo! Oops. See, I didn't do my sound effect. Woo! Nope. Okay. Woo. Oh, damn it. Oh, damn it. Nope. Okay. Wee, no! Come on now. Oh, you suck. What the hell's wrong with you? It's like my progress meant I got a little too cocky.
The tutorial.
No, go. There's no hope for me.
No, there really isn't.
Folks are both clear about that. Okay, come on, right to the edge and no. Oh my
This is
god.
such a beautiful and sweet game. But you
Was.
actually have to hear it. Like,
Okay. Oh, come on. Okay, I'm losing my patience with you, Thomas. Okay, come on.
okay, you're
I
so
know.
nervous.
I know I
You're
am.
so
Look at
nervous.
he's like, no, I don't want to go.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I'm so invested in your little jumping
I
right now.
know. Come on. There you go.
What's that terrible song where it's like
Come on.
he's driving with that terrible guy who doesn't know how to rap? For once he still yearns and he's going the distance. Remember that terrible song?
No.
For speed.
No, I don't think I do.
Let's go in a time of need.
Does
It's
this
just
remind
it's
you?
a god awful song. Well, I was
Okay. Yeah, it's weird.
I just thought of She's Going the Distance.
It's like tension here. The nail fighter. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Alright, so use your brain real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, alright, great.
Wait a minute. Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, Thomas.
Yep, perfect.
No. What went wrong?
You only moved and then jumped.
Oh. I was like building up such momentum.
You were not the game. You were sitting still in the game. You can't build up momentum by being
I felt
still.
it. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, here we go. Okay. I feel like there's some physical effort here. No, I do
This
it.
is your little Mount Everest.
Okay, come on, you can do it. Ready? Ooh, no! Okay.
Oh no. Oh my. It's like Thomas just gives up. He
I
just...
know. What the?
Oh
Oh my
man.
god. Oh my god, I'm crying. Okay. Alright. Okay, woo, come on.
Oh my god.
And the sad part is I'm not even trying to be bad.
I thought you were just gonna say I'm in the sad things. I'm not even trying. I was like,
Oh my
oh.
god, my stomach hurts.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna do this. That's enough.
That's enough.
We've had it.
Oh my god. The
Okay.
game was nice to you there. I think your body collided with it.
Okay. There we go. Ooh. Almost didn't make that one. Come on. Oh my god.
You can do it. You can do it.
Oh no. Okay. Why can't I go right above me? Oh, I can.
Yeah, you can. You can climb.
Okay, forget it. I'm trying to get to the one above me
Yeah.
Okay. without falling off. Oh my god, I want to beat myself over the head. Okay. And I just did. Oh my god, that's so funny. Okay. Oh my god, no!
We can't even count like we played this. Too bad, like, you weren't all connected levels, because you probably would have been back at the 0 by now.
Come on, come on. Ah, there we go. Okay. Oops.
Oh my god, don't break it. Oh my god. Okay, just stay here and
Okay.
hit X and jump at the same time.
Okay. Hey, I did exactly what you said.
Okay, well, I meant move too, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. What I meant was...
Play better.
What I meant was move and jump at the same time.
Okay.
Sorry. No. Go to the right. You're a cube. It's... No. This is what the game
I
wants
think
you
I
to do.
need you to
Okay.
do that part.
Alright, we might have to wrap this up soon too. Alright, so look, this is what the game wanted you to do.
Okay.
Like that. But you could have also done this. Like that.
But that's what I was trying to do.
Well, you gotta move and do it though. The game doesn't do stuff automatically. See?
Yeah, but that's coordination kind of getting it. Like when I go out, I wouldn't do it fast enough and it
Come on.
would fall.
I wanna know what? I was gonna do this, but screw that. Come on, this is your little... You can do this. I just wanted to show you.
Okay.
We can... Come on.
Okay. All right. You sure about that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so just move to the edge, move to the edge, move to the edge. Good.
Okay.
Now, Yes, yes, but don't do my fancy ladder technique. No, 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 no.
Okay.
Just jump to the other side like it was a ledge. Don't be afraid that you'll fall down. It's okay. It's okay. I'd rather you fall than hit your head against the ceiling. Okay, so. Yep, perfect.
Okay, let's try it. Okay.
Yep, got it.
Now, so go to the right and then.
Right and jump, yeah. Nope,
Oh,
that was
so close.
No, 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 no. Stop doing that. That is an advanced skill that you do not possess.
Really?
Okay.
You think?
You should just practice cross jumping, cross platforming first.
So go across?
Go across.
Okay.
Oh my god.
You want this controller so bad.
No, I don't. No, what?
Yes, you do.
Oh, you did. You did that on purpose.
No, I swear I didn't. Believe me. The scary part is I'm really trying. Okay. You know what I want to do? This I'm good at.
Why? Okay. Dude, let's just get a little further.
Okay.
So, this game is full of heart. It's full of amazingness. It's really a sweet-toned game. Listen, forget it. You have to do this part. I can't.
Oh my
Come
God.
on. What? How to? We can't end the episode. Not only did we not get any story of this beautifully story-driven game. You can't even. Come on, you can do it. I know you can. I know you can.
So I'm going to the ledge over here.
I'm going to the ledge to the right.
Come on.
See? Yes, good. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Now you get to go to your comfort zone, to that ledge that you've wanted to go to since the beginning.
Okay.
First hit X, then move. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
You still have to do it at the same time, but always make sure you're hitting X first, then moving.
Oh, okay.
Okay. If you're at the ledge, if you're running and jumping, the last thing you're hitting is X.
Okay.
But the way you're going,
oh, geez.
Because your reactions are slow, unbelievably.
Sometimes
painstakingly.
you just have to accept. Okay, get me a little higher up. Maybe I'll try from there. I don't think this is gonna be a 4-hour show.
This is like a 3-hour game.
I'll spend the first 3 hours just trying to get through this. Oh my god. Okay.
So go to the right.
Oh, you've got me in the same spot. It's like, really?
Okay, go to the right. Yes, now, you still hit them at the same time, but I want your brain to think I'm hitting the X button first. It's like a... even hit.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. No, that's why. I think, oh. Oh, no.
You have got to be kidding. No way.
I literally can't.
No way.
My mind is repelling this. I don't know what.
Whoa. Whoa. All right. I was like, I'll start off with an easy game. All right, so okay, you've got to go.
Something about the boiling, toxic, glowing water intimidated Thomas. He didn't like it. He certainly didn't want to swim in it.
Thank you so much for listening. What do you think about this game? It's actually really sweet. Were you able to feel the sweetness through the voice yet?
Yes, and I like the voice with the accent. Like, it almost reminds me of like a sweet child's narration.
Yeah, except for the little cursing that bugged me in the beginning when he says "damn." Yeah. I thought this was a pretty great game. What I did was I read it to, because they didn't know how to spell yet. So I read it to my younger relatives. But yeah, I wish there was like a no curse mode because this game is really
Right. But
sweet.
but I think what it does is by giving this kind of narration and talking about the little boy with the sort of the accent and the way he narrates, it gives you that like he's this sweet little boy, but he's in these very like um, kind of scary circumstances. So, but I kind of like the narration.
Yeah.
I do have to practice. No, but like I've never really done that before.
No, you really haven't. That's why all you've played is this game for like 2 minutes. And what's interesting is, you said it's a little boy. It's actually just a cube. That's what it's trying to tell you.
Right,
This
but you
Thomas
get
is
that
just artificial intelligence.
right, but you get a feeling about him like he's a little like
Yeah, totally. So this is where the
because
game actually gets quote unquote complicated because you have to use multiple characters.
oh
The orange guy is kind of, he always reminded me of Costanza,
uh-huh.
which is kind of funny if you think about it. And he can't jump very high.
He'd held his own. He'd even been graceful at times. Well, not actually. Not technically graceful. Probably the wrong word, but you know.
Yeah, it's another thing when you have to play it, huh?
Skinny little runt leaping about like he owned
My
the place.
goodness.
Oh. Anyway, so that is all we have time for, unfortunately. Thank you so much for listening. And good night. So you enjoyed this game a lot? Were you still able to feel the sweetness and stuff?
I did. Oh, absolutely,
All
absolutely.
right.
I did.
This is a beautiful game.
Yeah, no, I totally. I wish I could have done it some justice, um, but I tried.
Yeah, this is an absolute. It's just such a heartfelt and beautiful game. And oh, this part's weird. Yeah, you're like wondering how the heck do you get there, right?
Mm.
Anyway, we do have to end the show. Sorry.
But it's funny that something so simple can evoke so much because you're like reading the story, you become invested in this shape.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is a little boy. Like that's what I'm saying. Like you're pushing around a little red, rectangle, and yet you're thinking of it like just because of the narration and the story. That's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, this is.
It's
actually really amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
And it was actually one of the sweetest things that I played because of.
Grace. Another chance for Thomas to jump slightly higher.
This game really stuck with me, and it's one of the reasons why, because it's not readily available as a
Entirely worthwhile.
purchase, but I got it because I wanted to add it to my collection because it's such a sweet, sort of thing, and the story is really. This game to me is just like a pure story game, and it's really relaxing and it's kind of nice. But anyway, thank you so much for listening. I hope you feel a little bit better, hopefully, and good night.
Good night. Shape.
Yeah, I really.
It's like
you
a
really
black.
connect with them.
Yeah, and it's a little shape.
So on artificial intelligence, one of the movies that I've seen recently that I really liked was Blade Runner 2049, and it's the sequel. So it's a little bit slow and it's not for everybody. And I actually watched it with my mother. She showed me the first Blade Runner.
Yeah.
And so this was like a really momentous day for us to watch it together. She literally was like, "Isn't this moving so slow?" I'm like, "Do you remember the original Blade Runner? It moved like a snail." But you're supposed to be invested. It was more of a story.
Right.
It was more abstract. And back then it was a super advanced idea.
Right.
And they really did a lot of world building. I literally looked halfway through the film. She was on her phone. She's like, "I'm keeping up with it." Like, that's just, like, I think, like, kind of a problem with today. Is people, unless they do that. Because here's a movie, it's taking its time, it's respecting the characters, it's not trying to do everything.
Right.
It literally followed one person, and she's like, "I just wish we saw more, we spent more time with other characters." I'm like, well, it was trying to be a more focused movie.
Right.
And I really respected about that. And it was about, so basically this artificial intelligence is in slavery. These robot people.
Right.
And it asks complex questions like that. Now, the movie's not without its flaws.
Right.
Like all movies, like all art, it has flaws. But it was absolutely phenomenal. And I really enjoyed it because it built an amazing story, and the world. I really felt it grow, and it answered some phenomenal questions, and I felt really satisfied after I saw it because it made sense,
Right.
and it had this little twist got me, and I
No,
don't
I
know.
know. I think people, unless, we're so trained that we want like something exciting every 5 seconds, or we're three and we can't like have
Yeah,
attention. But you have to like make yourself have attention because watching things with you, I've learned to pay attention, but it took me a long time
well,
because I would like do other things while I'm watching something.
it's funny, we yell at kids not to do that.
Yeah.
But then we're always on our phones.
Yeah.
If we're watching something and somebody goes to the bathroom, we immediately pick up our phones. But if our kids did that, we would be like, just sit there for 1 second without a screen, please. But when
Yeah.
we do it, it's like,
I know.
because I'm an adult, and I don't listen to you.
You do it every long.
Yeah. Can I include the Blade Runner part?
Of course.
Cool.
It is possible.